You're listening to How I See It, hosted by Han. You guessed it, that's me. I am here to motivate and inspire you with guests from all different industries and backgrounds. So get ready for personal stories of success, of growth, full of highs and lows, and of course, unapologetic realness. This is How I See It. Okay, you guys, I am so excited. I have the second co-founder on the podcast of Juna. Taylor Lamb is here. If you guys don't know Juna, Juna is the award-winning supplement and product brand. They are plant-based. They are focused on strengthening women's mind, body, and sleep through many different amazing products that I use myself and have been using for I think over 6 months now. The detox drops, the nightcap. We're going to get into a couple other things and even a new product. Thanks for jumping on, Taylor. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. You're my girl crush on Instagram.
So you're my girl crush.
You're one of my favorite follows. So
that means so much to me.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Okay, we'll jump in. Take me back. Obviously, you and Jewel both, but you feel very passionate about strengthening women's health, mind, body, spirit, all of it. I'm assuming there's a health healing journey of some sort there.
We've all got one. We also all have, I feel like, that moment where you've been so frustrated and not being able to get to the root cause of what's happening.
Yeah.
Or why you're not feeling great. For me, it stemmed back to I had terrible acne in my teenage years and in my 20s, and especially my early 20s, and I could not figure it out. I remember I'd always look at these other girls and I'd be like, God, if I only had clear skin. It was always top of mind. I could not stop.
Well, especially at that age too, your looks mean I think for women, their looks always mean something to you, but at that age.
Yeah, and when I was in high school, we didn't have those pimple patches that are revolutionary now. So I tried all the things. I went to all the dermatologists. I tried all the creams. I tried all the laser. Pretty much everything except Accutane I had tried for my skin. And simultaneously, I also had tons of gut issues, and I didn't realize the connection back then. I lived downtown. I lived a block away from here. I wasn't eating great. I was staying up too late. I was probably drinking too much. I worked in the nightlife industry. This might be TMI, but I had constipation. I literally didn't have healthy elimination. I could not detox. I could not eliminate from the toxins that I was putting in my body, and it was showing up in my skin. And our body uses our skin as a heads up that something deeper is going on inside of you.
Yeah.
And so my skin was breaking out because it was telling me, it was trying to be like, hey, heads up, there's something going on that you need to figure out inside of you.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's a terrible cycle too, because then all of this stuff is happening and then your mental is in the shitter as well.
Exactly. Your gut's messed up, so it's making your skin break out. Your skin's broken out, so you don't feel as confident. You're depressed. You're gaining weight. It was a vicious cycle. And I went to a number of doctors and hey, try this prescription. Oh, just take Miralax. It was always this quick fix versus, getting to the root cause. I kept getting prescribed these Band-Aid effects that weren't actually fixing the problem. And once I figured out that it's actually my gut health and that's what I needed to address, my skin cleared up.
How did you figure it out? Was it just eventually some neuropath or holistic doctor that was you
It was never a doctor. It was my own journey. I changed my diet. I changed my lifestyle. And, when I actually, started incorporating digestive enzymes, and what led me down, the path and meeting Jewel and wanting to launch this company is plants. That's really what changed my life. And, once I started incorporating, these different supplements into my lifestyle, it cleared up my skin. It gave me more energy. I felt better. Thank God. That was brutal.
And take me back to why am I remembering that you where did you go to school again? Aren't you you're like a nerd, aren't you? Like a smarty pants.
I did study. I originally went to San Diego State
Okay.
and I majored in marketing and graphic design.
Because you used to do that full time, right?
Yeah, and then I studied medicinal plants at Cornell.
Yes, that was what it was.
So, but yeah, I for over a decade worked in the fashion industry. I led growth marketing, branding. I helped launch brands.
Did you go to Cornell after Juna? Mm-hmm. Medicinal plants. Explain
plants.
that to me. What's the passion there? And it's so part, I feel like, of the ethos of Juna.
Yeah, it's funny because it actually goes back to my childhood. So my family, we have farms. My dad has a wholesale nursery, a retail nursery. He has one in
what
Pacific
kind of farm?
Beach. Yeah, we grow dates and citrus.
Okay, cool.
My sister had an avocado farm. So
Wow.
It's deeply woven into my DNA. My dad studied botany, and my whole family has the green thumb except me. I cannot keep a plant alive. So
You just have the mental green thumb.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I can't keep a plant alive. I won't be going into that. My sister heads up and went into the family business. But what I can do is study how they work in our body. And that's, I think, what really tied me to it. And I think with marketing and Juna, Jewel and I are always looking to educate ourselves as much as possible. And I want to do that so I can then pass off that knowledge to our community.
Yeah.
And, I can absorb this information in a way and then break it down into an easy to digest and shareable way so that I can share that information, help other people. That's always been our mission from day one, is to help as many people as possible feel better.
Because women are so used to being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, we're always uncomfortable. Like, I don't know about you, but, like, me and my friends are constantly like, oh, yeah, like, a weird period again. But, like, no one does anything. It's just like, oh, that's normal. Or, like, a weird pain here. Like, oh, that's normal, I guess. Because we don't have answers. And I think our medical system has really let down women in that way. So I think it's amazing that you guys have kind of done the research so that women don't have to. You're cutting out like that time, that energy, and educating women on like, look, these are like 4 or 5 products you guys could be taking and it will elevate your life significantly.
Totally. I mean, it's really sad. Our healthcare system is pretty much built around profiting from keeping us sick. And it shouldn't be that way. And I hope that there's a shift happening where we can focus more on preventative wellness versus this reactive healthcare system that we're currently in. We shouldn't feel like shit every day. Like, that's not normal. That's not okay. And it stems back to, what we're putting in our bodies. We always say at Juna, wellness is not just about the supplements you take. It's about your diet, what you put into your body. It's about your exercise. It's also really about who you surround yourself with in your community, and that's a big part of it as well. It all matters. It's not just one thing. But it's really important to work on getting to the root cause and figuring out why you're not feeling well, because there could be a simple fix, and that is life-changing. When you take care of yourself, you can show up better for those around you. I mean, I'm a mother. I have to. I have to prioritize my health so I can show up for my children.
Well, and I think you attract better too. Like, when you're kind of in a shitty space, not taking care of your health, you're not eating good, you're not taking supplements, you're around like shitty people, for lack of a better word, like you're going to stay in that bad toxic place. But once you start taking care of yourself, taking products like Juna and like actually like eating the right foods, like that's a form of self-love that not a lot of people talk about when it comes to mental health. When you start doing that, like, the good people are going to start being attracted to you, the good opportunities, the good lifestyle. You're going to be happier all around.
It's all an energy exchange. And we put enough toxins into our bodies. Like, you don't need to have the toxic surroundings as well. We already have that. I mean, there's over 90,000 new toxins and chemicals that have been introduced to our everyday lives, and only 1% have been tested. And this is since the 1970s. So it's crazy what we're exposed to on a daily basis. And that's another reason why people aren't feeling well. I mean, from the glyphosate exposure and pesticides to the microplastics and the processed foods. I mean, it's why we're not feeling well.
Yeah. Did you get passionate about learning all of this stuff after like you started seeing your like skin clear up and like your gut problems start to like subside? Or like what was kind of that catalyst? Was it starting Juna and you're like, okay, I need to learn everything now?
It happened probably prior to that. I got really into, I feel like it was back even when I first started following Dave Asprey and learning about, the paleo diet, and I followed Ben Greenfield, and I was like, wow, there are little hacks you can do or changes you can make that really change your life and make you feel better. And so I started a long time ago and was always passionate about wellness. I think there is a spectrum of wellness, and I think people might assume that since we have a wellness brand, I'm very strict, but I'm not. I don't think wellness is just about, strict diet and, not having, balance. And I'm like, if I'm going out to dinner, I'll enjoy the cake or have a glass of wine. But at home, I cook majority of our meals and buy organic, and I wash our fruit with an ozone machine. I have all these little things I do at home. So, I always believe in the 80-20 rule and live and choose the healthiest decision probably more than 80% of the time, and then live life and have fun.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am too. I go to therapy. I'm very invested in my own mental health and healing. So I read a lot of those books, and then I take my supplements, obviously, and I'm very religious about it. And I go to the sauna. I do all these things, but then I get Botox and filler too. So it's the 80-20.
Yeah, 80-20 rule. Because we live in a world where there's schedule and stress overload and information overload, and it can be really overwhelming, I think, for most people when every minute Instagram's telling you that something else is toxic, or, another thing that you're eating or drinking is killing you. And it starts to be like, well, what can I do at this point? I can't, everything's killing me and toxic. And so people feel like they can't make any shifts or changes because it's not enough.
Yeah.
And you just have to make those little shifts, those little changes, take the first step.
I'm glad you brought that up, because you guys talk a lot about the do-it-all generation of women in your guys' ethos. Did you identify as one of those women?
I'm not only a mother, but a business owner and a wife, and we're trying to, have the Pinterest perfect birthdays and, be
overrated,
be fit, look great, stay young. We are doing it all. And partially probably because of the influence from social media. It can be stressful, it can be overwhelming. Anxiety is the number one mental health disorder, so clearly it's impacting us.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I feel like I manage my stress levels pretty well. It's the do-it-all generation, and I think that's all of us.
Yeah. I mean, I caught it in myself too, we were talking about off air. I do so much at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't even have children, so I can't even imagine how you guys are functioning. I think that when we deprive ourselves of basic health necessity stuff, everything starts to crumble and fail. We're told a lot as women, you have to do it all, you have to do it all. Plus, some of us want to do it all. I like doing it all. I thrive in that.
Yeah.
But our bodies can't keep up with that. How do you manage that in your own life? You're a mother, an entrepreneur, you're also a creative. How do you keep stress levels low? How have you worked on that over the years? And do you feel like you've mastered it?
I did grow up with my dad, especially, is always very low stress. He's a surfer. He has a nursery.
I love that.
He's an entrepreneur. He ran his business for over 40 years, and he still doesn't have a computer. He got an email address 4 years ago. So
That's so plant man.
Yeah, exactly. He's plant daddy. But he taught me too that you can be successful, and to get the most out of life, you also have to enjoy it and have that balance. And he always taught me from a young age that you have to put in the effort with school and learning, but also fun's a chunk of that, and your wellness. I always played sports. So I think from a young age, it was ingrained in me that it doesn't have to be all in at one thing, but to have that healthy balance between fun and work and health is so important. And that's what I try to do, is just maintain that balance. But I'm by no means perfect at it. One of my guilty pleasures is I say yes to everything, and I love to have fun. I love my friends every day. I make a point to have some sort of connection with my friend, whether, it's calling a friend or going on a daily walk in the morning or grabbing coffee or lunch or happy hour. I mean, I really make it part of my life, and that's my form of therapy is when I have that connection with my close friends.
Yeah.
And that I find is just as valuable as what I'm putting in my body.
Well, I think we forget how important connection is, especially when you're an entrepreneur. You have a co-founder, but still you guys are very like alone doing like your own projects a lot, and you're kind of hustling for yourself and your business and your mission. And like for me, I'm by myself all the time. So I think sometimes when I forget that balance piece of like, hey, like connection is actually a part that like keeps you moving forward, I start to like not be doing well because I'm like, I haven't talked to anybody in a while. I'm not having fun. Like I can't be my best self when I'm not connected.
Yeah, and sometimes it's important to step out of work too.
Yeah.
And if I'm always so focused and in the grind every day, one thing we find is that we're not celebrating the wins. Like we get these huge wins, but you're so in the grind that you forget to celebrate.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's good to step outside of the work and work brain and just go have fun with a girlfriend and talk about things that aren't that important.
Yeah.
Your new shoes you bought, or
Yeah.
like the Mew Mew bag, you know, whatever
Like the
it
TV
is.
show you watched last
Yeah,
night.
the Summer I Turned Pretty episode that I'm way too old to be watching.
Oh my gosh, I'm not watching, but I feel I know what's going on because every TikTok I watched yesterday was people screaming at the screen.
I'm guilty. I watch it.
Like, that's me.
It's me.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, well, take me back to the creation of Juna. So you were doing marketing, you start getting more invested in your health and wellness. You're like, I want to start a brand.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, if I didn't build my dream, I was just going to keep getting hired to build everyone else's. And I was making a lot of people money. And I wanted to put my energy to something that I was actually very passionate about. And I don't think there's anything maybe better to be passionate about than helping others feel good.
Yeah.
And that's always made me feel good when I can help others. I feel like Jewel and I are both, like, within our friend groups, the one person that everyone's always texting, like, you know, I think something's wrong with my gut, or what should I do about, you know, this rash on my, we're like the friend,
fix-its.
yeah, the fix-its. So, you know, I think it was a very natural alignment because I wanted to do something that made people feel good. And I think fashion for so long, I loved it and I loved the creative aspect of it, but it just felt like pushing, I felt bad about just always pushing clothes, like this consumerism and buy. And, you know, it's not actually helping people feel good. It's not sustainable. So it was really important to me to focus on that and to help people feel better. And I think from working in the fashion industry for so long too, and I always had side hustles and second jobs.
You seem like you've always been an entrepreneur, and it sounds like Plant Daddy was entrepreneur too.
Yeah.
So like it was in your blood for sure.
Always. And I've always been a bit of a workaholic too, but I'd work until, 7 p.m. from one job, and then I'd go, until midnight at another job, helping another fashion brand. And I think through that, there was this kind of toxic culture too, and got little sleep and worked long hours and, helped build these companies that I didn't actually have
like a foot in.
Yeah. And I think Jewel had a similar experience, but in a totally different industry because, she worked in the kitchens and again, like long hours, toxic. It's like you start to see what's wrong with it. And so when we came together and wanted to build not only a company and products that would help people feel better, but a company and a lifestyle that made us feel better. Like, what's the type of company we want to be in and that we want to show up at every day? We have way more work-life balance now than I ever did before. And every Monday morning, we show up at the office and we'll do our Monday sync and walk around the community. That. Yeah, you can see us walk around Dana Point, going to get our organic tree coffee.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to be there. I wish I was there with you guys.
Come on up.
I love that you're bringing this up, though, because I think even as an entrepreneur, obviously, you're going to work, I think, a lot and you're going to struggle in the balance department a lot of times, especially if you're not at like the highest level with the company. But I think that when you're doing that, not only does it mentally like feel better, but I think your body reacts differently when you're proud of what you're doing too. Like you're putting in hours for something that has like that higher mission. And for you guys, it's like women's health.
Yeah. I think about this when you show up to a party And sometimes it's a room full of people you don't know. I'm always excited when people ask me what I do, and I get to tell them about Juna and our mission and what we create and why. So that excites me. And I think with so many of us too, especially with working, carry this guilt. I think as entrepreneurs or as hustlers, we always have this guilt if we're not working. And that's something I'm internally working on too. It's like, you know what? The email can wait till tomorrow. Inbox, it's okay if it's not cleared. And so I've become a lot more flexible with, the strains and parameters I put around myself, and then not being so guilty like that.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about like uncomfortable and like getting uncomfortable. And we talked a lot about it on Jules' episode too. But I think like this is one of those things for me where I've had to recently like get uncomfortable in this way, because I mean, this is kind of deep, but I feel like I've noticed like how much like, I feel self-hatred is a strong word, but like I don't feel good about myself when I'm not working. Like when I need to take a break, I'll like be sitting there and I just like feel like gross and like unproductive. And I'm like, ugh, I've had to affirm over myself, like you're worthy of like taking a break too. Like your body deserves this as well. Like you should be okay with that. And that's what I love about your guys' company too, because I think you're pushing this lifestyle. Like it's more than just take these products, this will make you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to strive for perfection all the time. It's about living in the moment. And I think especially when you enter motherhood, if you are working, there's all this constant, tug and pull between schedules and time. And our time really is limited. And so you always feel like you're not enough in either your work or your family, and there's this constant tug and pull and that feeling of mom guilt or work guilt. But you have to have grace for yourself and let it go.
Yeah, I think I saw a TikTok actually the other day. Someone was talking about how you don't realize like how quickly time passes until you have a child, because you see them like growing up so quickly. Wild. Time passes by so quickly and it's so valuable. But like, do you feel that way? Like now that you had children and you're like watching them grow up, you're like, oh my God, it's all moving so fast.
1000%. And I catch myself all the time saying to Jewel, I just can't wait until they can wipe their own butts or dress themselves or feed themselves. And, I always catch myself saying these things and I'm like, no, like stop it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy them as little kids and the funny things they say and their energy or their tantrums, because you only get so many of those childhood years with them.
Yeah. Okay, taking a turn back to Juna. So you go to Cornell to start like becoming a smarty pants about all things plants. Your dad was probably so proud of you. Like, what do people not know about the power of plants when it comes to their mental health, their gut health, everything?
Yeah. So one thing that is, I think, so eye-opening to me is how they work differently in our body than maybe synthetic pharmaceuticals. So pharmaceuticals in the body will block receptors so you stop feeling. Where plants, your body actually recognizes those. So they can work within your body. Your body can take what it needs, like an adaptogen, and let go of what it doesn't. And your body recognizes it and uses it in a different way that can promote true healing versus just blocking you from feeling. So I think that's so impactful. I also didn't realize how many different medicinal plants are out there. Just because it's a plant doesn't make it powerful. And I did learn about so many very powerful plants in almost a way where you need to use them guided and, under supervision.
Are we talking about like ayahuasca?
There's that, but there's also certain plants that like tea tree oil and, these certain things where people think, and you can buy them in the grocery store, but you can also overdose from it. And so you have to be careful with plants as well. And there are optimal doses. I also learned about a number of really interesting ingredients and plants that we've incorporated into our products. One of my favorites is Panax ginseng, and it has an array of benefits. We actually have it in our gut therapy, and we use a trademarked version called Cereboost, and it's clinically proven to boost cognition, memory, focus, attention. And coming from someone that was diagnosed with ADHD, this is nature's Adderall. And to find these natural alternatives that can make me feel just as good as, what was blocking the feelings from before, I think is powerful. And then our digestive enzymes, we have not only 5 probiotics in them, but we have 15 digestive enzymes that help break down your food. We have plant enzymes in there like papain and bromelain, which are from papaya and pineapple. So there's all these cool plants. We have pomegranate, which is great for boosting akkermansia in your gut. Chlorophyll, which they say is the blood of plants, and it's the most similar to our own blood, our own hemoglobin, and can boost oxygen within our blood. Passion flower, which is science-backed to increase your level 3 deep sleep and your cells renew. So there's all these really cool, interesting plants, and there's even a ton that we haven't been able to use yet, but are so passionate and excited about. A couple of them we get to incorporate into our newest product, which is the Smart Burn Metabolism Boosting Gummies.
So excited.
I'm so excited. They launched this week, and they're a complete game changer for metabolic wellness. 93% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy, and with Juna, whenever we look to launch a new product, we always start with the top problems and work backwards into them. So, we started with gut health, and that's the foundation of our overall collection, our overall health. Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. We started there. We tackled sleep because it was not only a problem we personally were experiencing, but many people are.
Yeah.
And now we're tackling metabolism.
So cool. So cool. I'm just listening. I'm like, you guys are truly, and I feel like people are probably really shocked when they like meet you guys and hear about the brand, because you guys are really breaking down this stereotype of like women founded companies, especially products that like don't know the science behind it and don't invest the time and energy into the education. And you just gave us like, you all schooled us in plant medicine right now.
Knowledge is power, people.
Yeah. You just said you had ADHD. You didn't mention that.
Oh, I think it's my superpower.
Okay. Talk about this product, why you said it's nature's Adderall.
Nature's Adderall, yes. So it has a clinically proven ingredient called Cereboost, which is derived from Panax ginseng. So it was clinically studied and proven to help boost cognition, memory, focus, mood, and attention. So anyone that struggles with ADHD or struggles with attention, brain fog, a lot of women who are postpartum or even going through perimenopause experience brain fog, this product's for you. It helps nourish your gut to improve your brain function. So it's all about the gut-brain connection with our gut therapy.
Okay, so you were diagnosed with ADHD at what age?
I think I probably was 10 or 12, and I mean, every report card I had was like, Taylor's a distraction to herself and others in the class, and I'm a talker, and I'm a social butterfly. All the things that are now my daughter's, report cards.
Do you identify with it a lot in the sense of like I'm assuming, or you're not on Adderall?
No. But I went to a private Catholic school. My teachers kept going to my parents like, you need to get her tested. And this is before too that like all
They're
kids
like,
were on
she's
it.
that bad. There was no TikTok at this point.
No, my parents never took me to the doctor or anything. My family was very much so like, sleep it off, like you'll be fine. But they did end up taking me to get tested, and I was diagnosed with ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder plus inattentive disorder. And we're like, ooh, doesn't sound too good.
I think they just didn't want you to like rebel.
I know, and it's interesting, and I will never forget talking to the doctor and sitting there as a young girl. My parents were there, and he was like, this is going to be hard for her for the next, while she's in, middle school and high school. But when she goes to college, I see that a lot of CEOs actually have ADHD, and, it will probably benefit her later in life. I always got good grades, but I was always doodling in class and not really paying attention, and a distraction to myself and others.
You need a t-shirt that says that across your chest. Distraction to myself and others.
Yeah, I was in detention every weekend. But then when I went to college and I got to pick my own schedule in the classes and choose things that I was actually passionate and interested in, game changer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can focus. Do I procrastinate and write papers the night before they were due? I 100% did that. But I didn't have a problem paying attention when it was something I was super interested in. And now I think, it's my superpower. I can manage multiple things at once. My brain is like organized chaos. I always have 100 tabs open on my computer, but I know where everything is. And I bounce around, and that's how my brain works. And as an entrepreneur and a business owner and a mom, you kind of need to be okay with that. You know, it doesn't throw me for a loop like it could some people.
I was going to say that I view it as a strength for me as well. Like I've never been diagnosed, but that is me in a nutshell. Like that is how my brain works. Like you guys were literally like, Hannah, like, will you send the questions? I send it to you like less than 24 hours in advance. So I was like, sorry, like I haven't sent this.
Yeah.
Like this is just who I am. I have like 100 tabs open, like a million things on my desktop. I have a million things happening at one time, but I do think it's a strength in the sense of like, I manage stress really well. Mm-hmm. I can do tons of things at the same time. Sometimes we hold on to these things that are like given to us as like things that are weaknesses, but and we identify with them in a way that like keeps us held back. And I've always like thought my like quirks and weirdness have actually like amplified my life in lots of ways. My productivity, the way I think, all of it.
And I think it's when you start living in alignment with yourself. You know, when you're passionate about what you do, then all of a sudden things start making sense. And I think so many people are showing up for jobs maybe they're not passionate about or living out of alignment. And I think when you're living out of alignment, everything feels hard.
Yeah.
And when you can find your path and your mission and start, you know, putting your energy towards that, things feel a lot more in flow and you wake up and you're excited about the day. And it wasn't always the case for me. I used to have trouble sleeping, get stressed out in the middle of the night, and it'd keep me up. And one of my early jobs, I was in business development and I had a cold call. Ugh. And I'd get off work and I'd call my mom and she'd be like, oh, I'm busy right now, Tay, I can't talk. And I'd start crying. I'm like, I just want to talk to one person that wants to hear my voice today. Like, you're going to talk to me. And it just, looking back at it now, I mean, I think everyone should have to have a cold calling job because it definitely
rejection therapy
character. But I was living out of my alignment. And once you find your purpose, you know, and that happens at different stages for everyone, you know, everything feels in flow and makes sense.
For sure. I mean, the root of all of my mental health issues and like all of the sickness I felt was I wasn't in alignment. Growing up, like my reality was denied a lot. I was like pretending to be something I wasn't. I was like scared to be who I was. Mm-hmm. And to your point, like people said I was too much or like not enough. And so I was all out of whack. And I think like the reason why I have the word unapologetic around the podcast is because I think when we're like our most unapologetic, authentic selves, like actual selves, and I think a lot of times we don't maybe know what those actual authentic desires are. But once you get there, like you get better, physically better, mentally better. It's when you're out of alignment that things are all out of whack.
Yeah. And just even thinking about my journey, even in high school, I ended up changing high schools. And I remember because I was blonde or how I looked, you know, people were trying to push me into a certain mold and I rebelled further. I was like, no, that's not me. Like, I'm not that, you know, and I ended up like becoming punk and dyeing my hair every color and black and had plugs and these piercings. And I was always kind of that rebellious, like, don't tell me who I am, like, I'll show you. And
you're a contrarian.
I've always been a contrarian, and I've always been like more creative and artsy, and I like to show that. But then I went to college and joined a sorority, and I was like, okay, this is
you're like, okay, I can be done now.
As long as I get to choose it, what
so
mold I'm going to be put into.
Okay, so you lightly mentioned that you were having a lot of struggle with sleep. I'm assuming that's why you felt passionately about starting like Nightcap, but like what was the root there? Why were you struggling with sleep and waking up in the middle of the night and stressed?
Yeah, it's probably living out of alignment. And, you know, I'd wake up at night thinking about, God, this happened at work, and starting to like replay it in my head or what I would have said differently or done differently.
Like you were waking up with like night anxiety.
Yeah, and so many people do. They complain about being so tired all day, and as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're wide awake. But also, I mean, sleep's just as important as gut health, because you can't have a great day if you have a bad night's sleep. And so it's very much tied to having a productive, good day. You need that solid, deep sleep. And you actually, the more level 3 deep sleep you get, then the more your brain cleans itself, your cells renew. You wake up feeling refreshed instead of that groggy, hungover feeling, or you wake up tired of being tired. Everyone was struggling with sleep. It's another top problem. And when we talk to our friends and my mom friends and family, everyone needed better sleep. And even as women, our hormones impact our sleep so much, and going through these different phases. So it's something we really wanted to target and come up with an effective solution for that wasn't an Ambien.
Yeah.
You know, so many people are like addicted to these prescription sleep aids and they're wreaking havoc on your body.
What's the most inspirational, successful story you've heard from now having Juna for how many years now? Have you guys?
6 years.
Yeah. Are there any like standout stories, like health journeys that you've heard from the women that you're supporting? Because I know the community is like very engaged.
Yeah, we have an extremely loyal community. We have over a 50% repeat purchase rate. Once people try the products, it's game changer. And we get reviews almost weekly about it being life-changing. There's this great influencer, Abby Cotto, who we met at an event, and she was telling me about her gut health issues. We sent her the full collection. She now raves about gut therapy and how it's changed her life. So many people with the nightcap sleep gummies struggled with sleep or trying to get off prescription sleep aids for so many years, and it was debilitating. Like, people will do anything to get a good night's sleep, and now, you know, are on something that's natural, and, you know, they wake up feeling great. So, and then there's always these reviews too where it's like, I started taking it, then my husband started, you know, stealing them from me. Now we both have subscriptions. So I think it's almost weekly where we get these really amazing stories, and they've changed my life too, the products. And my mom had breast cancer and she just beat it.
Wow.
But she incorporates the products into her day as well. And through her breast cancer journey, the detox drops were so important because she was putting so much, you know, chemo and radiation, and she swore by the detox drops. It was the only thing that kept her regular and feeling great and helping to detox from everything that her body was going through. So
Wow.
we want to create these products that seamlessly fit into people's everyday routines without it feeling overwhelming. Like, we want to make it easy.
You said it in the beginning, you're saying it now, like this is like a core part of like your mission. Like, you feel very emotionally strong about helping and servicing other people. I feel the same way about like the podcast, and like I'm so emotionally tied to it. How have you like navigated being able to do your job well, it being so tied to you emotionally when there's like lows or something not happening, not taking it so personally when it's like already so close to your heart?
With any pivot, or I always call them plot twists,
I love
never
that.
look at them as something that's wrong or that should take us down, but it's a plot twist, and for the most part, something good will come out of it. You mentioned that you're a problem solver. Like, that is 100% me. When something's wrong, I hate talking about it. Like, I hate having the hard conversation or talking about what's wrong or broken. Like, I just go to fix it mode. That's always how I've been. And I very much believe that what's meant to happen happens.
I think that takes emotional resilience as well. And I think that's a part of entrepreneurship.
I mean, you can't take steps back. Like,
No.
you always just have to keep moving forward.
No, because
What's that Finding Nemo quote or Dory?
just keep swimming.
Yeah.
You're in kid brain for sure right now.
That's where I
How old
live.
are your kids again?
3 and 5.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Yeah.
I love watching them. I think especially too, like being able to like care so much about what you're doing. I think I really struggle with like not being so tied to it, because I think it's a part of my own healing. So I think being able to like take a step back sometimes and be like, this is not a reflection of you, even though like your heart is in it.
Yeah.
It's not everything.
Do you think you celebrate you enough? And what you've created?
Definitely not. Maybe not having like a team or co-founder that can like show you like the good things that are happening. But also I think I'm like a little bit machine like sometimes, and I need to like try to like take moments of gratitude, which is why like I don't know if you saw my story, I like went to Joshua Tree. Oh yeah, you did. I sent you the Airbnb.
Like, send me the Airbnb, and I did this immediately.
But I like put it on my calendar, like from now on, this Wednesday through Friday, every 3 months, like I'm going away somewhere and doing something, because to your point, I don't think I take enough time to just like get uncomfortable, which is my uncomfortable of like not going, sit there, actually like think about like the wins. Gratitude is like a huge part of like living in joy. I was reading, do you know Brene Brown?
No.
She's just like this amazing author, and I was reading that, and she said that, and I think that's a huge part of the importance of gratitude is like you can't feel joy if you don't sit in gratitude for the things that have happened.
I love that so much. And we recently went to this huge biohacking conference in Austin, and yeah, there was the most emerging tech and all the crazy, biohacking, tests and tools and all of this. But I was so surprised. The majority of the conference and speakers went back to consciousness in your brain and gratitude,
Wow.
and that being such a big piece of it all.
I need to hear your routines. That's something I really wanted you and Jewel to both get into in your episodes, because I look to you guys, as you said, your friends do, as like the people who are doing the weird shit that I want to do. So like, what are some non-negotiables in your morning and night routine that you have to do?
I'm definitely not as habitual with my routine as Jewel is. Like, I'm the type that I go to a coffee shop, I order something different every day.
What?
Yeah. I love change.
Psycho.
Like,
Scary.
my style changes daily, or based off of how I'm feeling, and my hair changes all the time. My daughter will even say it too, because there was always new boxes and new furniture. I'm always redecorating. So
Okay, I get that, but the coffee one has me like stumped. I've never heard of someone that has a different coffee order every single day. You're just like, we're going to switch it up.
Oh, and I like float around. I don't just like live within latte land. I'm like matcha some days, Americano, cold brew.
They say that's very good for neuroplasticity though. Like, don't they talk about how like you should like take different routes home?
Yeah,
like,
park in different spots, brush your teeth with your left hand. It's all good for your brain.
Oh my God, you're brain optimizing.
Yeah. See, it could be simple. Just change up your coffee order. But some things that I do habitually and every day, I start every morning with a big glass of water. I'll put the detox drops in it with some Baja Gold sea salt, which is really high in its natural mineral content. So I'll do that. It's great for helping boost your hydration. And then I'll take the gut therapy. I then have my coffee, usually different. Sometimes it's with MCT oil. Sometimes it's with protein, cinnamon. Like, I change it up. I love red light therapy. I have a sauna on my rooftop. I love going in my sauna.
Love sauna.
Dry brushing. I always have like had somewhat poor circulation, so I'm always trying different things to boost that, whether it's through some plants like go-to kalo is great for circulation, or dry brushing, or I just recently got influenced on TikTok and bought a vibration plate, which is
oh my gosh, my lymphatic massage girl has me stand on a vibration plate after the massage.
I love lymphatic massages.
Me too.
I don't know if the vibration plate's doing much at this point, but I'll keep you posted.
Sounds good.
I'm totally a tester. Like, I'm always a guinea pig and trying new things. And I think, as the founders of Juna, Jewel and I are always the guinea pigs. Like, we try things on ourselves, and we never launch something unless we really believe in it and its efficacy. I mean, at night, sauna, red light.
You do this every day? Or is it like
I don't do
weekly?
the sauna every day, but I've been doing red light therapy every day, and I do the water every morning. I always am looking to optimize what I'm already doing too. So I love Pilates. I'll do that 2 to 3 times a week, and weightlifting. And then I'll, if I'm going to have a coffee, like, what can I put in it to make it even better for my health? Or if I'm going to be in the sauna, I'm like in there listening to Huberman podcast and dry brushing and, doing squats. Like,
habit stacking. Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, if I'm on a walk, like, I'm taking my call. Like, I'm taking a meeting.
Oh, yeah. Ankle weights. Big fan of the ankle weights. Like, you see me come in, I'll walk around. In the mornings, I'll strap them on. My house has tons of stairs, and I'm usually just going up and down them, getting the kids ready.
Oh, that's so smart. I need to do that.
Yeah.
I have some, too, that are just, like, sitting in a drawer, never used.
Mine are pretty heavy, too. They're kind of intimidating. I don't have the weighted vest yet, but that's probably next.
I'm going to see you just with your slick bun, your cute glasses, walking around with like a weighted vest.
Yeah, red light mask on. There's a funny Instagram post, and it's like, my husband's not worried about me cheating. He's worried about me adding another, wellness hack into my routine. And it's like, she's got it all on.
You need to do a founder shoot where you're like sitting in like a red light mask with like a computer in one hand and like something else in your other hand with the ankle weights on, and then like a kid like grabbing your back or something.
Just like my day to day.
Yeah.
No one needs to see that.
Okay, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you a couple emo questions. So the first one, Was there anything in this entire journey, like there's obviously so much more to go, there's going to be so many more products, but like looking back at your journey, like was there a limiting belief that you wish you would have like addressed sooner, got over sooner?
No, there wasn't. I mean, honestly, I think there's no path but success. And I think that looking back, anything that did go wrong maybe felt really hard in the moment, but now looking back, it was all part of the journey and led to something better or greater. And they're all learning experiences. So I think, no, they're not for me. And I'm also like a pretty confident person, and I try to keep those limiting voices out
in the back seat
somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm kind of similar business wise. Like it was always like there's no option.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was what you're saying, like the pivots and plot twists. Like when I did have to pivot, I think I did have to have like some ego deaths of like, wait, it's supposed to go this way. Like, and I was kind of a bit of a control freak with like the way I thought it was going to go. But I think once I let go of that, it's kind of like, I'm going to be successful, like no matter what. Like I'm driven by a purpose that I believe strongly was given to me, like divinely, and I'm called to do this. It's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's so important to believe in yourself, and you are capable. We are all capable. It's just taking the first steps and sticking to it and staying consistent, and believing in ourselves is so important.
I love it. Thanks, Taylor. Thanks so much. I appreciate your unapologetic realness as well.
Oh, there's no other
this is why
form
we
of me. Yep, only apologetic, only real.
Looking back at your journey, I ask everybody, looking back at like all the jobs, the rejection jobs, the fashion jobs, starting the company, learning all of this stuff. But looking back, like how do you see it all?
Every single plot twist, every single, change or heartbreak or rough time, hard time led to something better and greater. And so even when there are certain things that feel like roadblocks, looking at it like, okay, maybe this is a divine intervention or redirection, and following that and allowing for that to happen. I can be very type A, where I have a vision, I want it to match that, or, the plans and the steps, but I think allowing that grace and letting whatever divine spirit or what's guiding this universe kind of, letting that step in and being okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I struggled with that, I think.
Me too.
I'm getting better.
Me too. I'm like, yeah, no, this is the way it's supposed to be. I wanted it to be this form, or, to turn out like this or look like this. And sometimes we need to just, step back and let that divine redirection happen.
Yeah, and I think it takes time too, because the more I've been proven wrong, like by God, the universe, whatever you call it, like the more times that I've just like been through something like a pivot or plot twist, like you're saying, and it's like worked out better or the way it's supposed to, the more I now have been like, okay, I can look at evidence. There's proof of concept. Like every time I have surrendered and gotten to business quicker, has been better. Who am I to say that like my plan is better than the way it's supposed to unfold?
Yeah, I always try to have a fairly positive outlook too, and put that positivity out into the universe. Like, I'm always usually best case scenario, which sometimes I think probably, Joel wants to shake me because I'm like, oh no, I'll be all fine. Like it will work out. It's like, this is major, like we really got to figure out a plan B. And I really try to have a positive attitude and put that out. And for the most part, it usually does work out. And if not, you figure it out. You problem solve.
I'm not a plan B person.
No, I'm always like, oh yeah, buy that house that I can't afford, that's too much, but
it'll work out.
It'll work out.
Full circle back to your beginning about like alignment too. Like I think because I feel confident in like where I'm at in my alignment, mentally, body wise, physically, like I feel confident when I have like ideas and can execute and like know that this is supposed to come together. Like it's like, it'll be fine. Like I can't waste time like stressing and creating a plan B and a C and a D. It's just not worth it.
No, you just need to like keep your eye on the prize, like focus on what you want to accomplish. And in the moment, if it doesn't go that way, like you can execute then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Taylor. Please share with the community where they can find Juna, what like they need to be buying, like what's their core again, just so they can hear it one more time, and then more on Burn when it's coming out.
Yeah. So Smart Burn are metabolism boosting gummies. Launch on September 10th. They're absolutely amazing. They have a form of grains of paradise in it called calorie burn, which is clinically proven to increase your calories burned by over 400%. So again, talking about, I like to optimize what I'm already doing. I'm already working out. Might as well increase my calories burned by...
So you do it right before you work out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And on top of that, it converts fat into fuel. It has a trademarked ingredient called EnoSlim and also one called Slim Biotics, which literally shifts your microbiome. I don't know how best to explain this, but like it gives you a skinny, slim biome. It changes your microbiome so that you hold on and let go of what you need to in a more optimal way to boost your metabolism. So we're so excited about that.
So cool.
They also taste amazing. So if you've ever tried the Nightcap Sleep Gummies and you're obsessed with the flavor, these taste like a tropical vacation. You want to eat them all day, which,
like Sour
maybe
Patch watermelon energy.
Oh my God, they're delicious. You'll be obsessed. You can find us at junaworld.com. You can find us on Instagram at juna.world. We'd love to offer your listeners a discount.
Fun.
Yeah, so we'll use How I See It 20.
Yeah.
And everyone can save 20% off their order.
Yay.
You can find me, Taylor Lamb, and a bunch of underscores. I don't even know how many, 3. I'm just all over Juna's Instagram. So, yeah, and we're so excited. You can also find our products at Erewhon, Whole Foods, Thrive Market.
So cool. So on brand for you guys.
Hey.
The best of the best.
Get it out. Yeah, we'll be everywhere.
Oh, thanks, Taylor, so much.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is fun.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you leave here feeling motivated and inspired. Do not forget to rate and review the pod on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and don't forget to follow How I See It Pod so you can keep up with podcast updates and see who's coming on next. And if you're not already, come join the fam and follow at How Han Sees It. Thank you guys.